first few times that were not intentional. When you reselect the game into being unselected, basically press A an extra time to cause the game to start. Then last time my splits just weren't selected like they normally are. So I have to take care of both. I need to leave here with like 2,400. And to do that, I definitely need...
That's the last of the frills, Possum.
The fire's out. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for 2,000 at the start here. Well, I'm also talking kind of quiet, but I did lower my voice. And the intro's loud as well. I raised voice very, very slightly. When the intro is over, it should be better.
The last of the frills, Possum.
The fire's out. Let's go.
Look out! Get him, Eddie!
Let me at him. Not too far to the old barracks now.
Chinese dinosaur? You're not one of them, are you? No, you're too small and fuzzy. Sad. I've got some Google juice. Do you want some? You don't look old enough. Tell you what, I do have something you might like. I found them while digging up some Google berries. You can have them.
G'day, son. Bye, son.
I was supposed to do the first spy mission there, but obviously I did not. Might actually honestly be faster to do it this way.
Hello, toy.
makeup.
That ninjas was disgusting. feeling that might be a fake gold. Because that was very sloppy. And I say fake because I don't remember. I started to switch my timing to time on the way out of those areas. I don't remember if I did that in these splits or not. If that was the case, then I would have had to split like 5 seconds later than I did, which would explain that. The way to find that out is basically if I lose like an extra couple seconds on this segment for no reason, then it's fake gold. Well, it won't be real. I mean, I would have to then reset this segment to fix them back to that, which I don't want to do unless I have to. So if I inexplicably lose time on this segment, then that means that I split the last one too early. But it looks like I should be fine here. I think that might have just been apparently a gold. So this is why I'm doing this category again, even though I don't really need to. I'm still happy with the time that I got for this, but just improving in the game ever since doing this last. This and 95% are the ones that it's been the longest since I've actually done. So these segments are going to be the most outdated as far as like reflecting current movement skill. Croc wrestling is good though, because I know like a low 220 range is good for Crocs. So 224 is fine.
Suckers, aren't they, sir? Slippery little sucker.
Ty.
G'day, son. Bye, son. Bye-bye.
Hello there, Ty.
Hello, Ty.
Hurry up, mate. I can't hold my breath forever. Come on, mate. You have to get rid of them sharks, boy.
I'm quite baffled by this gold. I can only... I mean, it feels weird to have Grab and sub 1 right after, but... Like, that movement did not feel correct to me, but it definitely is. And I know I was very bad at this mission in the past. Like, when I was doing all missions last time, I probably wasn't cutting, like, any corners at all during that mission. Whereas now I cut a lot of corners, so I'm assuming that's where most of that came from. Even then, it doesn't sound right to say that, like, 15 plus seconds worth was saved by doing that. But whatever. I'm obviously not gonna complain. Well, actually, I kind of will complain because the splits are more misleading than I'd like. That's why I'm probably just gonna finish this run regardless of what pace it's at, just so I can really get these golds to be actually up to date. Nitroff with the host. Hello. Nitroff. Who dis? Is this Nitroff?
It is Nitro.
You missed the god run for Steve. I was sad you weren't here for it. Like,
It's
holy
fine.
shit,
I
it
was-
came out of nowhere.
I was doing HP1 instead,
How'd
so...
that go? Did you end up getting much out of it, or?
Well, I almost finished a second run right at the end. But, yeah, it didn't pan out. For actual lack of trying. But yeah, I lowered my sub to sub 114, which beats Wingo's by now 3 seconds. The first 113 summer best.
Wow. Do you think his probably is that once he actually does more and not really split up the splits, or?
Well, it definitely helps, but there's also, like, I'm pretty sure I am saving time on my golds from a few splits where, like, just from faster fire seed skip, and then I don't know if he's implemented the save book soft reset thing yet, which is a free 2 seconds. There is more to save on my gold. Like, I still have not a gold with the groggy troll animation cancellation or a cutscene interruption thing. And my diagonally gold is still terrible. So I don't know. We'd have to compare it, to be honest.
Those runs last night I had that were like on solid pace, and then crocodiles kept killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that paid off tonight. That's basically what happened. It was the first run of the night to make it past the intro, and it just everything that I want to go good went good. Like, I landed well trying to get to Patchy. The Patchy fight itself was good. Croc wrestling was like flawless. Oil rig was great. Everything basically. Crocodiles could have been a little bit better, but I saved like 20 out of 22 seconds on the segment. So.
I like that you're calling it wrestling now.
Yes. Attacking these guys is wrong, sort of. Yeah, because that was just all missions without even reviewing the route or anything. I just like pulled up the spreadsheet that I have for the route and just said I'll just probably make some mistakes, so let's see what happens.
And so far, you have gold in basically every split. I told you that optimizing the shorter categories would help with the longer ones.
Oh yeah, that's the point of why I'm coming back to these in the first place. I would still call this one the shorter ones. I think the only one that I'd call long is 9.5. It depends on the game, of course, but I think anything over 2 hours is probably what is the dividing line for short to long for me. This is long compared to Steve or 80% though.
Yeah.
Like relative to. Yeah,
it's
so
longer. I never said long runs, I said longer runs.
Sure. Yeah, so I'm done with Steve now, pretty much done with any, so all that's really left is see what this run ends up being. And then probably 95 when I have time, and if not, I'll do console stuff.
Alright, let's see. I have recorded...
What is it targeting? That auto-target, that was weird.
Alright, so the stream today, for the length I have streamed, which is like 4 hours? Maybe a bit less. That's 43 gigabytes on my hard drive.
Where am I going?
I am actually gonna tune that down, because that's gonna be big fast.
First person mode, what are you doing?
Yeah, 3 hours and 20 minutes is 43 gigabytes.
That's a lot.
I'm gonna change the settings.
That's the first time in a while that Ty's like refused to go to first person mode. I don't get, sometimes the controls get stuck for that. And I remember seeing in patch notes that they like quote unquote fixed it, but obviously not. Oh, that cycle was terrible. also stinks not being able to, not having the Mega Ring for sure. I can get that nice button snap at the very end. All missions is the nice, like, in-between of, like, using short routes, but still visiting every area. And that's kind of why I'm going backwards with this, too. I wanted to build back up to the more complicated runs, and so that way switching to 95% from any percent would just be painful. I wouldn't remember how to do half the areas, probably. Whereas this, I'm kind of getting reintroduced to doing every area again. Including Training 1, which is the one with the dumb frills at the very end. Not looking forward to having to deal with that in 95. Oh, I didn't split, what am I? Oh, wow. That's completely escaped my mind. Let's skip that. I think I was gonna lose a bit of time there anyways, so whatsoever. If I make effort and save some here, then I won't have to see the less. Not likely though. The one thing I did check, I'm pretty sure Crocodiles was a 902 on the PV for this. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to beat here. Sometimes the Mega Ring just does what it wants and I can't do much about it, whereas this, at least I know I'm sending them in the right direction. This is going really well. Oh my god. How did they all go in that quickly? They all, like, actually kept walking after I ran away. This is gonna be like a 20-second gold. Holy shit. That was insane.
Hell yeah.
That was insane. Usually they're running around in circles and I have to... Oh, man. Sure.
So I guess they're just feeling generous today, right?
I guess, yeah. Because, I mean, even though the last one was still, like, subpar, but, like, it was great for the segment that I have. And I run that just by saying, because I know the former 80% record had like a 929 Crocs, and the best I've done is like a 922. So like there's still 7 seconds I could be saving on that compared to him, but for what I'm able to do, yes, it was very good. Oh my god, I didn't split there either. I keep forgetting.
No.
Well, I guess we'll find out the gold once I do ninjas too. Which could go either way. That was... Yeah, that was... Well, the 929 with the Mega Ring strats. So... This was pretty close to that. Even without the Mega Ring. Wait, so actually... Come to think of it, I think that technically means I did that faster without the Mega Ring than I do with the Mega Ring. That's really interesting, actually. If they were to always go that well with the normal boomerang, then that would definitely be better. switch out for the end. Okay, well, at least between those 3 segments, I golded by like 35 seconds. So I'm gonna assume that most of that came from Crocs. Because Tourist Trap, I mean, that was kind of sloppy. I definitely was gonna lose a second or 2 from that. So I think that just means both Ninjas and Crocs went really well. Pretty nice, just like one and done with this category 2 tonight, if it keeps going this well. I don't know what pace I'm actually on though, because I don't have the layouts into that. I wasn't expecting this to be anything that like would make me really curious what my pace is. So I just kept it at some best. Absolutely, bugles are amazing.
Well, you have the total possible time saved down there, so if you were to gold everything from this point on,
or
you
do you
would
mean
end
just
up...
matching the segments, or?
Well, yeah, matching the gold for everything. From now to the end, you would... I mean, does total plus total time save include the previous segments, or just the future ones?
The only... Oh, it's what's left in the run.
Okay, so that's what
41.43 left before the run ends.
So that's a total of 2 minutes and 27, probably 28 seconds saved over that 146. So 144.08.
Nice. I could have been safe here just because I fell into lava twice earlier when I was rushing it. So.
Anyone who cares to verify this calculation is welcome to, but I'm pretty confident. But I wouldn't be surprised if you end up sub 144.
Well, especially if I'm golding like I just did there.
Yeah, there is after all. Oh yeah, well you are now in sub 144 base.
Movement feels weird, like it doesn't feel like I should be going the direction I'm going for a lot of this, but I think, oh, wow. Rip those 8 seconds.
Hello, beach.
It's a beach. Okay, I made that cycle still at least. But yeah, this movement feels foreign, like just coming in here just for specifically the beetle. I think it's just a combination of, I haven't done this category in a while. That just makes me not used to it. But I'm just trying to think like one split ahead at a time, just that way I can really prepare for it and not just like lose time from not remembering what to do.
Do you have a split for each mission, or?
More or less, yeah, I think pretty much everything does. Things like Spy 1, well, at least, I know you still hate this, that we only do Spy 1, but I don't split for that, because that's just part of Tree Rescue, and each split would be like 30 seconds long if I did, so... I actually did mess that up earlier. I forgot to do Spy 1 at first, did after.
Forgot this is not truly all missions. If you hadn't mentioned anything, I would have enjoyed this run. You had to go ahead and remind me that I don't like this run.
Oh, I did that split wrong actually. I usually split when I talk to the guy, so I'm gonna skip that. Hotel. I feel like I somehow missed out on this information. Like I remember you mentioning going places, but I didn't realize it was like now. Did you get a chance to listen to the new Devon song I sent? Or, 'cause I'm still not sure what I think of it. I'm guessing probably not if you're out at a hotel and stuff. That was bad. Yeah, you really like it. It's gonna take me a couple more listens to really warm up to it. It has good in it, definitely. It's just kind of all over the place. Very, very prog, even for him. It just changes tune a lot. Which is why I was kind of blown away. I mean, not blown away, like kind of thrown off by that being the choice for the first song. Like, I kind of would have expected the first song he'd release for it would be a more accessible, like, pop rocky type of thing like he usually does. Not like a really oddball, borderline deconstruction type of thing. Also, I have one hit left, I'm gonna die. I don't like that. Okay, good, made that. Yeah, I'm sure you'll like it. I mean, I will too. It just takes me time to adapt to songs that are more like that. Yeah, comment that I quoted from it is very accurate, I think, to what the song sounds like. It's basically if Deconstruction and Epic Cloud had a baby. And that's very accurate, actually. Yeah, another thing to consider too with the turning to these categories is the fact that I didn't particularly grind any of them. I kind of just looked at some of the best and said, I'll settle for this time and move on. Just because I wanted to just learn everything, but now I'm actually looking at each one, trying to actually grind it out to what I can actually get to. Like being within 30 seconds of some of the best for Steve now is very good. This too, if this keeps up, so. How did it feel to stream again for the first time in whoever knows how long?
It was alright. It was great, TBH. Felt like I was back to my roots. I'm made for streaming.
Yes. And tassing.
And
but
tassing.
we'll return to that eventually. One at a time.
One step at a time.
What was that triple hit? Just douse the fire. Oh my god. This is why this is like one of my least favorite missions in the entire game. And it has to be done in like every category. You can be as careful as you want with those enemies and that'll still happen. Unless you go out of your way to kill them all individually, which is slow. Oh my god. get away. What, the Haken album? Or? Yeah, I mean that's what you're getting into when you listen to prog and stuff like that. Definitely need a few listens to really get into the details of what makes it great. Not always, but with Haken I can definitely see that being the case. Okay, I'm gonna be losing like probably 10-15 seconds here. Only 5, okay. Sure. I guess that just shows how hard it is for that mission to actually go good. Or, like, perfectly. Without getting hit by enemies, rather. Well, also, that last set of 4 houses, I always underestimate how long it takes to actually put out those fires. This fluffy split can definitely be a lot better, so... I remember getting like 252s and 254s on fluffy in other categories, so... This is one that might have a chunk of gold on it.
The second biggest buy in the world.
Yes. Yes, a chunk of gold on it. Oh god, what was that? What? I've never had the camera start in that angle. That was weird. That threw me off because I don't even like look at the screen usually for this. The camera starts in a certain spot and I just muscle memory jumped that direction.
Shouldn't have wasted any time though.
Yeah, I'm glad that I recovered that. Because that would have been a really dumb way to go wrong. Yeah, as long as I made those cycles, and I did. I just thought that first cycle was a bit tighter than it actually is.
So you got the God Steve person run, so I sent the tweets to Steve, whatever his name is. Still want that.
Yeah, I probably should. Also, after assuming you'll be up long enough to finish the run and stuff, I can show the results of the project after.
Oh hell yeah. I wasn't thinking of staying up until then, but now you've given me an incentive.
Okay, buy the Mega Ring and lift your button. Yep, okay. Finally, I hooked the Mega Ring. Yeah, you could call it a journey, yeah. That's pretty accurate. Hopefully that's in a good way. Yeah, it is good. It's gonna take me time to get used to it as all. Kind of figure it out as a song. When a song has no structure, or very little structure like that, I can definitely still appreciate it. It just takes more time.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, that was surprising too, especially like even his vocals at the start, like...
G'day, son.
It wasn't like electronic-y, but like he had that kind of effect on his voice. I was surprised at that. But I love that no matter what he's doing, whether it's hectic like that or anything, he has such a distinct style that you can still tell it's him. I'm definitely excited for Empath overall. Because I assume not every song is going to be as all over the place as that, so. Honestly, I haven't even heard it enough to even like identify which parts were the chorus exactly. I'm assuming that's when he's going Let There Be like light or Let There Be sun or something, and Let There Be moon. I'm assuming that's the chorus because it felt kind of chorusy. March 29th, I believe, is the date, but we know the internet, it'll probably be leaked before that point. Depends. He's solo release, he has his own label for these things, so I don't know if that makes it more or less likely. Capture round. Wow, oh wow, I was not expecting that to open in one swing of the thing. It fixed my hair. For an area as large as Never Never, I'm surprised it loaded that quickly. Well, actually, come to think of it, the whole Dennis area is its own separate loading area, so I guess that makes sense. Oh, I missed this jump up too on Steve. It cost a couple seconds. It's a really tricky jump to do because I'm jumping on a certain part of the slope onto a certain lower part of the slope, so that way he doesn't have to ledge grab. But... oh. Alright.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm not particularly excited about having to deal with races again. But that's definitely one of the downsides of going back to 95. Oh, I didn't split there. So this is the type of thing that happens. Like, I'm remembering the routes and stuff, but I'm not remembering that I need to actually split when I do certain things. I'm really sad that the emotes I put in still aren't approved yet. I was hoping for them to be approved before finishing with Steve %. This was 3 days ago, so hopefully it'll be tomorrow. By the way, I was considering trying to do tie 3, and I think I might still at some point. Definitely not running, but casually at least. I watched a YouTuber that I just found recently who's actually really good at reviewing games. I forget his name off the top of my head, but he did one for like all 3 of the tie games, and he was disappointed by tie 1. He was more okay with tie 2, it improved a lot, but he wasn't thrilled. Tie 3, he was like, this is just garbage. And I watched a lot of his complaints about it, and I haven't played it, but I think I agree. It does not look that great. There's a lot of things in it that are very questionable game design choices that worked into that they like either got rid of or that was terrible. That camera. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna split this time. There we go. Yeah, I guess there's like 2 hubs, and they keep the kind of open world-ish thing with maps and driving to missions and stuff, except each mission is now required, which is dumb. Because at least tie 2, at least from a casual standpoint, if there was a mission that you really hated and didn't want to do, you could skip one, like for each set, which is nice. Another 2 games that did similar was like Super Mario 64, where you could really had a lot more free reign, and progression in the game was based on how many stars you had, not on like which stars you collected. Whereas to Sunshine, it was required. You had to do like up to episode 7 of every chapter type of thing. So it's like it works still, but it's definitely not as nice as having more freedom. Like halfway in the game you get to a different hub and you're driving in a different area with new missions. The story seems alright, but like you could tell they were trying to make it like darker and edgier for the sake of having a dark and edgy storyline. It came off really kind of cringy. A lot more combat oriented as well. You can do melee attacks with your boomerangs, which is weird. Customized boomerangs with like, they're not gems, but it's something that you put in boomerang that turns into like flame and frost and stuff. Except they're all like equally powered, and you're never gonna need more than just like the basic flame one. Huh. Okay. Alright. I'm slightly calling shenanigans on that, because I had wondered to myself that for Never Never I didn't remember if I split leaving the dentist area or if I split leaving Never Never. So that would definitely, it would make it more reasonable that it would make it that I didn't save time on ninjas, but I lost 20 seconds on Dennis, and I definitely didn't lose 20 seconds on anything in Never Never. So I'm thinking that might just be a legitimate golden ninjas. That doesn't feel right though. I'm gonna double check that later. I seriously just cannot see any scenario where ninjas could possibly save 20 seconds. Actually, come to think of it, there was a bit of sloppiness in Dennis. Like, I guess if it would make sense that I probably just split the wrong time. I might just keep them, honestly. Because that's definitely the way I like to split, leaving the Dennis area. So even if that was incorrect compared to past stuff, I might just reset the segments to be that. Because that's what I'm going to default to every time. honest, I can't really reset the dentist face split at the moment or anything because I'd have to go fill in the times from before it. I did, yes. I'm not pressing anything on with my right hand right now. I can do whatever I need to do. Easily.
Hello, toy.
Alright, I'm pretty sure I landed the car right for Petchy on this run as well. So, so that didn't get that a single time last night, and it happened both times now. Now the real question will be if I can get the jump leaving Need a Spare. Because that felt more precise, and I have no idea what I'm actually supposed to do or aim at for it to happen. I kind of just hope that it works. How did that guy not die? Oh, that was a good landing. Oh, I renamed the wrong split. Aw. My joke's ruined. I think you know what I was trying to refer to.
Of course.
I renamed the wrong one though, because that's the one that's next.
Slow.
I mean, the joke is still fine, it's just on the wrong one. I was gonna add more spaces, but I didn't know if Livesweep would be happy with that or not. It reminds me of a classic rock song, Slow Ride. There's a meme version of it on Guitar Hero, Clone Hero, where it just slows down like progressively as the song gets further and further every time they say Slow Ride. It gets slower and slower, and the title is just like slow with like 20 spaces in between every letter, progress more and more letters as it gets to the end. It's obnoxious to play. I might, like, if the rest of this like 20 minutes for the run goes well, I might legitimately also just be done with this, because this has been strong enough that I'm happy enough with to leave alone. This is why I kept playing. I was gonna do other stuff, maybe casual things instead, but I figured if I'm playing really well in one category, there's a good chance I'm probably gonna play really well in another category. So I just took advantage of that. Don't even think about hitting me. Good. I'm glad this is consistent. Now that I actually know where to pick it up from. This will probably gold as well, because I don't think I did this. I don't think I started implementing actually doing that until I started doing 80%. Could be wrong though. Pick up the left boulder.
Nice gold.
Yes. So this is high 143, I think, pace.
Yes.
Somewhere in like the 50-ish range or something, just because the 36 minus 49. That is fine with me. Because if some of best is in 42:57, that means about a minute off. Which for a almost 2 hour category, that's fine. That's good. I think comparatively speaking, the Steve percent run was stronger just because that's like 1/3 the length. Or 2/3 the length, but 30 seconds off some of the best instead of a minute. But it's easier to get that close anyways, just because it's a shorter category, but... Well, slow does work for this split name too, it's just not the one I had in mind.
Keep this one slow and call the previous one slower. With more spaces.
Alright, and I don't have to exit to town after Firefight anymore, so that's not gonna happen.
The ginormous swag.
Or how about the swag pineapple?
I am alternating between both depending on how I feel, and today I felt like a ginormous swag was better.
I thought you were gonna say you felt like enjoying more swag. I'm like, alright, it's a good day then. I did not mean to switch to boomerang there. I thought it was closer to Ken. Oh yeah, this has a gold on it for sure. From the just optimizations that I did for this, that I didn't realize until 90%. I think like a 150-ish is what I usually get for this.
Yeah, so you got like an easy 10-second gold to get.
Yeah, I just like didn't pay attention enough in the past to actually keeping helicopters as low as possible at all times. So like most of those 10 seconds comes from just not having to wait for the helicopter to fall down from really high up just to be able to get more water. For those first couple houses there, it's very easy to just be right on top of it, so there's less space for them to actually lower. And apparently that added up a lot more than I thought it did, because I didn't bother in the past because I didn't think it was anything significant.
Boom.
Yeah. Okay, so I still...
7.4. Yeah, 7.4 second gold.
Nice. Yeah, so this is one of those road decisions that, like, doesn't feel like it's fast to me, but it is. It feels weird to be driving past Metal Menace, going to Sheep Dip through this spinny thing, and then turning around and going back to Metal Menace. But it just doesn't feel like it would be fast, but this is still, like, significantly faster than doing Metal Menace and then walking out of Metal Menace. Like, the time it takes to drive here and back, well, the time to walk out of Metal Menace is the time it takes to do all of this here, so... It feels weird to be doing Sheep Dip so late. Just like it felt weird doing Grab in the after Buster. Usually that's in the second set. The reason it was later is because usually there's at least one mission in the second set that we have to skip for one reason or another. Either it's faster, like skipping the volcano at 90%. Actually no, we do it 90% I think. But whatever it is something else that we skip the second set instead, which means we can't skip Grub. But as long as we're doing everything anyways, then Grub is definitely the best one to leave for later since you have to go back to the beach anyways. I'm really interested to see what all this improvement is going to do to my 95% segments now. It's going to be harder to get a run together in that just from the sheer fact that it's a longer run, but... Oh, really? Come on. Well, alright, that says a lot. But that segment also almost had a really decent gold on it.
Mm-hmm.
Bump and bump. Oh, I missed him. it's nice. I now know I can make it past the cycle if I cut that corner really closely. Yeah. Ooh, I almost hit that. That was dumb. Like deep underground or deep philosophical, because I don't see any of that. Well, that was really, really nice frill kills there. That's a good rhyme too. They were like all in a row there, and Megarang really just loved it. This may or may not be a proper gold, just because I don't remember when I actually do the timing for this. Because I think I used to do it when the mission ended and then I would pause and exit, but I want it to be on when I exit, like that. Okay, I'm gonna let this guy get closer this time. There we go. Okay, I don't remember what a good boss cast segment is. It's one, you'd think that would be one of the ones I memorized, considering it happens in almost every run. But
Almost. Yeah, because it doesn't happen in speed percent.
yeah. I know the final fight when it's really good. The final fight itself is about like 210 to maybe 220-ish. Maybe a bit less. They used to always think 2.5, and that usually was always overestimating it usually. Almost missed that.
I'm getting notifications in the middle of the night.
If that was the only thing happening in the segment, then I would probably call it that. Ooh, that's slow. I don't like that.
Soft Bear Boy is now following me on Twitter. Okay.
There may or may not be my friend in chat. In case you didn't figure it out.
I guessed that much.
Alright, so I'm gonna lose a little bit. Well, I don't know. Like, every time I mention possibly losing time, it doesn't happen, but compared to the segment that is in these splits, I will lose time. Just because he did the body slam and I had to wait for him to reform again. That camera angle, that's not correct. Alright. was that aiming? And why was it not aiming where I was aiming? Phase 1 was decent. Surprised that I'm losing significant time here, it looks like, actually. Phase 3 doesn't take as long as I usually think it does, but still. Definitely takes long enough that I might lose a good chunk here. The segment could very well just be very good on the splits already. I was kind of expecting it not to be, but... especially because I'm not hitting him quite early enough here. Okay, this won't be too bad.